Hi, welcome back to the channel.
Listen. See, the problem is, my trust in humanity,
Yeah, it's in the gutter.
it's dwindling down.
Oh my god. It's rough, you know. It's rough.
It has reached rock bottom.
And we are starting to dig a bit more. A bit more down again. The last story we were digging. This is insanity.
We were in hell.
So what about this time?
If you're new around here, the premise of this series is basically to bring you tea that I hear from around, you know what I'm saying, in the grapevine. Actually, the grapevine is really Netflix.
Yeah.
And I have like a couple shows that I like. And the premise is in both shows is that real life people send their marriage and dating woes and basically like all the shenanigans, and the MCs are here to give advice. So these are all true stories. So yeah, if you are interested, get in the back and let's get into the story. The story begins, and the victim is, again, unfortunately, a woman.
Ooh, last time it was a man, you know, balance.
So she will be the victim of a scam that is greater than pretty much anything you've ever seen so far.
Oh, wow, lovely.
It'd be your own people, you know. But anyways, let's go back to the beginning. So obviously, this lady, she's married. You can tell that she has suffered in her marriage from the get-go. So basically, you can tell like she's like kind of like suspicious of her husband because he's kind of like, he looks a little sleazy when you see him, first of all, but that's not the point. They're moving house into an apartment, and you learn that they used to have like a bigger house and everything, and they had to sell pretty much everything they had because the husband's company has been going under, unfortunately.
Was it his company or?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was his company. And then you see them kind of like get settled into their new apartment, and she goes into the room and she has this like kind of worried face. You can tell that she worries about her husband because he's looking all stressed, and he's like placing like a painting or whatever in their room, and she's like, oh, I thought you had sold this, and it seems to be like an expensive painting. And he's like, no, if we're gonna sell everything, at least let's keep one thing for ourselves. Like, we're not gonna sell everything we have. She's like, oh, okay, well, I understand, but don't you think you should also quit like your activities? So basically this man seems to really want to like go up in life, and he's really driven to like save his company and, you know, give his family a better life. So he's doing horseback riding activities, he's going golfing. He's in all these groups that are quite expensive to enter, especially in Korea. Those are considered kind of like rich people activities.
Everywhere, no?
Yeah. So she's like, don't you think you should quit for a while, and you know, until we get back on our feet?
Don't you think he was still doing this?
Yeah.
While selling everything in my house? That's the first thing I would beat your ass.
Yeah.
Continue.
And they have a child, mind you. So he's responsive. Well, and I will say later, but I half agree what he said. He said, we're, you know, in this society, connections are essential. So that's why I'm trying to do all these activities to be like near people who could help me, like investors and stuff like that. Which is not false.
Choose one then, not all of them.
Yeah. Pick one. But he was like, don't worry, like, I'll take care of it. Like, acting like he has, like, he's the one, you know, this is my responsibility. So trust me. Yeah. She's like, all right, cool. But she's, you know, clearly worried about the situation. And she has like a flashback. And basically why she's worried is that 2 years prior to that, she actually went to the mother-in-law, and she was like, I'm worried because of my husband's attitude. He might be cheating on me. And basically they follow him, and they follow him to one of his art classes. He's really into art, and they caught him with another girl, like 2 years prior to that.
With the mom.
She went, with her mother-in-law.
So
the guy's mom, they both walked into him with the painter from his class.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously she's like, oh my god, like, I don't know, like, I don't trust this guy, So as we see his attitude, he's a little bit detached, and he has like another suspicious behavior. She decides to double check because she's like, I don't trust this guy anymore, like, I have to double check. So she checks everything he's doing, and she's like, why won't he leave these stupid like activities. So he goes to this museum and she basically decides to follow him.
Yeah.
So she goes there and she's just waiting in one of the rooms, and lo and behold, a woman shows up and they're holding hands and they're talking. And she's basically, the woman is a little pissed off because she's like, yeah, like, you're still with that woman or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but I don't sleep with her. I'm only sleeping with you or whatever. And so the girl, the wife turns around. She's like, how could you do this again? Blah, blah, blah.
She
Yeah, she
surprised
burst.
them, like,
She's like, how could you do this again? Like, I don't understand. Blah, 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 blah. Mind you, you also go back again to the flashback 2 years prior to that, when she caught him first with the mother. So the mother saw that with her own 2 eyes. Yeah, you see a scene where she's with their mother, she's crying, and the mom is like, oh, thank you so much for forgiving my son. Like, I will do everything so that it doesn't happen again. Don't worry, you have my word, blah blah blah. So now he's doing it again. So she calls the mother-in-law. She's like, I can't believe it, he's doing it again. No. And when she looks at the lady, the side chick is the same girl from 2 years prior. So they're still meeting after 2 years. It's not some little relationship. These people have been together and seeing each other back and forth for the last 2 years. So the mom is like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? You're only whatever age. I think she's like 35 or 36. She's like, you're still young. You shouldn't waste your time on like a guy like this. Like, even though he's my son, like what he did was really wrong, and you should just get a divorce. You know, even though you have a child, like, I'll be here to help you. No. So I'm like, ooh, okay, mom-in-law.
Decent, okay.
Quite decent, right? So anyways, I was quite happy about that though, because it's, you know, every time it's one of those, even the MCs were like, that's rare. Most of the time, the parents-in-law are going to try to convince you to stay.
I mean, of course.
So she told her that. She was like, okay, I'll think about it or whatever. Another day, she comes home and she hears voices in the house. Like, she's in the alleyway, like, not the alleyway, girl. The entryway.
Mm-hmm.
And she hears the mother scolding her son. So she's like eavesdropping. And she's like, you need to basically like, you need to cut it off with her. Don't you think that will even be better with her if you finish this relationship? Come on, like, you should. So the woman is like, oh my gosh, she's on my side, like, thank you. So she just pretends not to hear, and she continues, and they come out and like, oh, were you here the whole time? She was like, no, I just got here. And she asked the mom, like, do you want to stay and eat before you leave? And the mom is like, no, I gotta go. Like, I'm too upset. So she's like, she's upset at her son because he's basically doing all this bullshit again.
I don't like your little in between.
She's basically so distraught by the situation. She doesn't know what to do, basically. So she decides to go confront the side chick.
For what?
Well, you know, she confronted the husband. There doesn't seem to be... all he does is apologize, but he hasn't changed his behavior.
I mean, why would confronting the side chick, what does it do? I know you exist, and I still choose to be here. So clearly I don't give a F about you. So whatever you're gonna say, I'm gonna be like, keep talking, girl. I don't care.
But I feel like in the moment...
It's just like for your own peace, I guess. But that doesn't do nothing. But anyway.
Anywho. So she goes to the woman's house. And mind you, they put a nice emphasis to show you that the woman, the side chick in question... is very rich. So you have the servants opening the door for her. She has her own bar. So she finds her at her bar, just sipping some wine. And she's like, what's your problem, basically? She's like, the wife is like, to the side chick, what's your problem? Like, why can't you leave my husband alone? And this side chick is looking so brazen. Like, I wanted to slap the hell out of her. She was just like, your husband? It's not me who can leave him alone. It's him who can't leave me alone. So she's like, clutches her pearls and everything. And she's like, do you really think like I'm the one who's like catching him? After 2 years, he's the one who's still with me. She's like, yeah, maybe because you satisfy him. Basically, she was trying to call her a hoe. And she's like, well, maybe he is the one satisfying me. Low-key, I was like, queen. But she's the bad person. So I can't really like support her, but I was like, yeah, don't be out here calling women hoes when the guy is like the one cheating. Like, she doesn't owe you shit, to be fair. So I was like, queen slay, but all right, just don't do it though. Anywho, so basically she starts to tell her the story of like what happened in the last 2 years.
Oh my god.
She tells the wife that basically the guy started out at the beginning of like making his company, right? So he had all these like thoughts about like I have to grow this company, I need money. So he talks to a friend who told him, hey, I'm gonna invite you to this like event, this like moim, which means group. So in Korea you have a lot of those things. Like people go to different groups, like a wine class or dance class or whatever, to make connections most of the time. So in this particular group, it's all people who are quite successful, entrepreneurs. The lady, she's like an heir. She doesn't even work or
Lucky.
anything. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
She's an heir,
jealous.
darling.
Ugh.
So you see them at this cafe. So she appears and he gives her his what do you call it, business card, and she basically replies, well, I don't have a business card, all I do is play. I'm like,
I wish.
girl, sure.
I wish. What do you mean?
Sure. The girl never worked in her life, so she's like, she has this very brazen attitude. Like you can tell she's quite rude. Like she doesn't really care. And his friend is like, don't worry. Like this is all for the greater good. So he's like, don't worry. So the friend goes to like pick up a call or whatever. So they're just talking. And there are like paintings in the room, and the guy is looking at the painting and it's like, oh yeah, this one represents blah 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 blah. Like he's really into art. And she's like, how did you know that my painting had this meaning? So basically they're like bonding because he understood her painting even though other people didn't. And she's like, all of a sudden, do you want to be a model for me? And I'm thinking, you have a wife, but
You say yes?
can you, like, do you have any reason to say, like, why would you be a model? Is she paying you? Like, I was just like, is she paying you that so much money that you would be this desperate to be like, sure. Next scene, the guy shows up in a robe. So she's asking him to be a nude model, of course. So she does the whole nines. Like, she comes and she takes off his robe and she's looking at him and touching him, blah, blah. And you go back to the present where she's talking to the wife, and she's like, yeah, and that's how it all started. Actually, this is him right here. And there's like, yeah, there's like this big ass painting of a guy, like kind of like the thinker, all naked. I'm like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Like, this is actually embarrassing. If I found that my man was out here whoring himself out,
can you imagine?
like, how much did you get paid, bro? How much? I really want to know.
And where is the money? Did I see the color of the money?
Well, apparently in the company he's trying to save so bad. So obviously she loses her mind. She's like, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. Why would you do? But anyway, she's like trying to hit her. She takes the painting, she breaks it down, whatever. She goes home. She's like on her couch, like looking all kinds of defeated, right? And the guy comes home and he's like, I'm home, like nothing is happening. I'm like, excuse me, why the fuck would you be so happy to come home? He's like, I'm home. And he's like, what's your problem? And obviously the MCs are like, what do you mean, what's her problem?
Literally.
You're cheating on her.
Fuck her.
So he's like, she's like, yeah, I just met her. And he was like, why would you do that? Like, he has a whole fucking attitude. And she's like, you need to let her go or whatever. Like, she's trying to give him all these ultimatums, but it doesn't go through to him. He's like, you need to let it go. I told you I was done with her. I'm not gonna meet her again. Like, let it go, let it go.
How can you dare being angry at me right now?
Girl.
You're the one who fucked up and I'm the one being yelled at. What do you mean? Yeah.
I'm being disrespected left and right.
Wow. Okay. My own home.
Another time, she goes back to the lady's, not her house this one time. She goes to her studio because she has a whole painting studio or whatever, in the hopes of being like, you need to let my, like, the guy go, like, you need to, like, show me that it's over or whatever. But she goes to the door and she hears, like, familiar voices. So obviously her man is there.
And the mom?
Yeah, and the mom is there. And the mom is basically pleading. She's like, you guys, no, not you guys. She's talking to the lady, like, from what we're hearing. She's like, please, just this once. Like, it's not gonna happen again or whatever. So when she, like, starts eavesdropping, she was like, I told him to, you know, finish the relationship with the wife so that you guys can get married. He's just taking too long. Please, can you please forgive him and, like, give him another chance? And then the wife is like, wait a minute. So when I came to my house and I heard my mom's voice saying you need to finish this relationship with her, isn't that better for you? She was talking about the fucking wife.
Her is me. I am her.
Yeah. And that's why she was telling him, you know, you're still young. You need to leave.
I mean,
her mother-in-law.
That makes a lot more sense, to be fair. Why would she defend the
Exactly.
daughter-in-law.
At first
She
I
would
was like,
send
"Oh,
the-
that's
yeah,
a really
yeah.
that's rare. How does that
Yeah.
happen?" Yeah. Well,
Of
no.
course. I'm gonna defend my son.
And so she's thinking about all the times the mother was making like little comments like this, and she remembers when she went to her house the second time he was cheating on her. She gave him some like food to like take home, and she had a bunch of boxes, and she's like, "Oh, who's this for?" And it's like, "Oh, just someone I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for to be in my life or whatever." And you see her with the boxes, bringing her to the lady, basically begging her to marry her son
for the money, huh?
I was like, you're gonna do all of this for money?
Yeah.
Now that the guy got caught, she's like, oh, you might as well just like divorce her and like get married with her.
Yeah,
and the girl doesn't even want him. She was like, I told you multiple times, I don't want marriage. Like, I don't think about getting married. I'm not interested.
That's why the guy was not leaving the wife?
Exactly.
Because there's nothing to get over there?
Exactly.
Wow.
And the mom literally went all the way just to basically convince the girl. And it's the begging that killed me, because I'm like, how embarrassing is that?
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Anyways.
if you have money issue, you're gonna be begging, huh? To be fair. This is your last hope.
Girl, that's crazy. So anyway, she's like, please. The side chick is like, I'm not interested. Let it be. So she leaves, and she has the nerve to tell the wife, you need to figure all this out. And she leaves. I'm like, ah!
This is not my shit.
But again, I was like, queen.
Yeah, literally.
Because you're not gonna. What a family to come into. To be fair,
Go over there.
I'm not interested in that either.
Far away
Thank
from
you
me,
very
please.
much. She's like, figure it out and leave my office.
Uh-huh.
So she
I'm
leaves.
busy.
Yeah. So she leaves and she lets them. And obviously the mom is mortified. She's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. So
Shut
you go.
up.
The next scene is in their house. So they go back home, and the wife is going apeshit crazy. She's like, how dare you do this to me? This whole time you were basically trying to get rid of me, even though I'm the one who got cheated on. You're trying to get rid of me just for the money. Like, how dare you? And then the mom, at first she's like all like apologetic, and then at some point she just kind of explodes. She's like, first of all, you don't even know what we've been through because of you since he married you, blah 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 blah. Obviously she's like trying to make it all her fault because of you, his company, and so I had to do something. And then she basically tells her, and this is why she gave me all this money to help you guys. And she's like, excuse me? And we have another flashback where the mother comes to their house, and she's like, I know the company is like doing not so great. These are my life savings. She gives her like $300,000.
She gives who?
The wife.
Oh.
So the wife is like, oh my god, my mother-in-law is so great. Nah, she went to literally beg for money to the fucking side chick and give it to the wife. Because she said if I gave it to her son, he wasn't gonna take it because he knew she went and took it from the other girl.
Why would the girl give that to her?
Because she didn't care. And mind you, they showed the scene. She was like, you're not in position to whatever. I was like, ah!
Please give me the number of that chick. I want to talk. Me too, I need some money.
Just freaking out. Freaking out! How dare you like do this to me? Do you know how embarrassing this is for our entire family? You did all of this. So she's freaking out. The husband comes home. She's like, I want a divorce right now. And the husband is like, at first, again, apologetic. He falls to his knees, y'all. And she goes, I'm so sorry. It won't happen again. I told you it was over. She was like, no, you did this twice. I'm done. I want a divorce. Yeah. And then he gets up and he's looking at her. He's like, and you're gonna make our daughter a fatherless daughter?
Yeah, we'll actually.
Why would you make her suffer like that? And the MCs literally went insane. They were like, first of all, why would a man cheating would be out here pretending to be worried about his daughter?
Seriously, fuck you.
And I was like, yeah, same. Because what the fuck? Now you want to be worried about your daughter? Now you want to be worried about your daughter? Now the lady, she's like hell-bent. She's gonna get a divorce. She's gonna get divorced. Yeah. But the problem is we have a company that is falling in shambles. The guy has no coin, and basically if she divorces him, she's the one that's gonna lose out, because you have like the separation and like the whatever, I don't know, whatever loophole the lawyer was talking about, but he was like, she has to be really careful because his debt are gonna become her debt because they have to separate everything. So her whole thing is, what should I do?
But you wait until he pays off the debt and then you go.
How? He ain't got no money.
At some point you will have to know. And you just live your life in the meantime as if you're divorced already. But
just separate.
And the moment there's actually like, okay, it's done. All right, paper now. But I'm gone. Like, I'm not gonna stay out. Like, paper-wise, we're still gonna be married, but I'm not here. I'm taking my child. We go. Okay.
That's crazy.
That's insane. So the guy lost. I'm happy. He didn't get the other girl at the end. I'm very happy.
Well, the girl. Well, he didn't get the other girl, but the wife. She's like, what should I do? Because she's thinking about her daughter. So we don't know if she's gonna divorce him.
What
or not.
about the daughter?
Because you know in Korea, my daughter is gonna be fatherless.
Isn't it better to be fatherless than to have like a very
A
bad?
happy-
I need to have a very bad example of what
Yeah.
should be like should or should not be in the house. You don't want that in your house. So let me show you that it's okay to actually walk
That's what I
away
was
from a really bad man for your own peace. Yeah.
A man who's capable of doing. Oh, first of all, the fact that he was a model for her, that really disgusted me because I was like,
No,
ugh.
he was a model because he was interested. No. It was
Well, he was probably interested in her. That's
yeah.
also the reason. But I'm
It was
like,
a
come on,
seducing
you're out here
tactic.
pausing by yourself, like naked, like that's so embarrassing. You just
And you know
just
it's
feels
wrong.
you're pouring yourself
No,
out.
and you know it's wrong because you didn't tell. Like some people, that's their job.
Yeah,
and it's fine.
It's fine.
But the fact that you hide
in
it,
secret,
you know
that's
it's wrong.
embarrassing. You out here, like I just imagine if I have a husband and he's in some other lady's house, just basically taking it off and like draw me like one of your French girls. That's gonna piss me off.
Yeah, but at least he didn't have a happy ending, and I'm happy about that.
Oh, he lost everything.
As
Him
he
and his
should.
mother.
Karma.
Unbelievable. So yeah,
So sad.
that was today's story, guys.
This one is easier. Just leave and wait for the thing to be a bit settled, and then divorce.
For me, before
officially.
the just leave, I would be like, get it together because at the end you could tell she's fully conflicted. She doesn't know if she's gonna. Because here people still have a hard time divorcing
Get it
just
together
for what
what?
people are gonna say and stuff like.
Get
Get
it
it together, like.
Ah, yeah,
Stop
but
thinking about what other
Yeah,
people
yeah.
because she was
So that you can
genuinely
leave,
like,
yeah.
oh, I have a dilemma. Like, should
no,
I
you
leave?
don't, actually.
No,
It's
girl,
very easy.
stop.
Straightforward.
Go back to your parents' house.
Take your kids with you and
Yeah.
leave. Leave.
But it's not that easy. As foreigners, it's easy to say. I
Yeah.
think here they don't like. Here it's actually like it's happening more.
It's small, yeah.
Way more. But people are still like, oh my god, divorce to be a divorcee.
Divorce and kid probably more. Like if
Yeah.
you're divorced but without kid, it's a bit better, I guess.
Yeah.
But divorce with kid is still a bit of a taboo.
Yeah.
Which
So,
is
yeah.
insane. But anyway, yeah, this one is a bit easier solution. Just she has to do the right thing.
Let us know if you think what she said, or if you think otherwise. Just let us know what you think in the comments.
And send
yeah.
us your stories on, like if you have personal stories about dating, blah blah blah, like life in Korea, something crazy that happened to
It
you or
needs to be
somebody you
crazy.
know. You can send us a DM on Instagram
Yeah.
or an email on the email address
And
here.
we will keep it anonymous.
Exactly. And
We will see you in our next video.
bye.